So let me introduce our Assistant Provost of Enrollment Management, Dr. Craig Strayhorn, to congratulate everyone.
Hello and good morning from Amherst, Massachusetts. Good evening and good afternoon to those of you around the world. My name is Dr. Craig Strayhorn, and as Maggie said, I'm the Assistant Provost in charge of enrollment here at the University of Massachusetts Amherst. The very first thing I want to do is offer you and your family a big congratulations. This was by far the most competitive year we've had at the university. And we're lucky enough that we've been saying that every year. But this year, we can absolutely mean it. We got the most applications in the history of the university, over 7,000 international applications. So your admission letter, your seat is very rare and very coveted. So number one, you should feel quite proud. We're feeling quite proud this morning to be able to offer you a webinar that includes not only myself and Maggie, but also some of our fine students from around the world. It's more important, I think, that you hear from our students sometimes than the staff and administrators, because they can give you some answers to questions that we really can't. We're also quite proud to show them off a bit to you. I can tell you that we are looking forward to welcoming you. The campus has made many changes post-COVID. This is a very safe environment for you to study. I'm sure we can touch on that as well. But thank you for tuning in. And I just want to make a reminder that we are recording this webinar, so you'll have access to it within a day or so that you can share with other friends and family. So congratulations from me to you and your families. And I'm going to hand it back off to Maggie.
Thank you, Craig. Hello, everyone. My name is Maggie Chen Brackenridge. I am the Director of International Admissions at UMass Amherst. And today's webinar that is to give you a lot of opportunities to ask questions. And our students here on the panel will share their UMass Amherst experience with you. And then there's a function on this webinar. It's called a Q&A, where you can type your questions and then we will answer the questions. So just want to remind you that if you have any questions that you can type in the Q&A. So we're very lucky to have our students here on this panel. So I'm going to have them introduce themselves. You're going to say your name and where you're from, and then your major. So go ahead, Anna and Emily.
Hi, everybody. My name is Anna. I am from Peru. My major is biochemistry and molecular biology, and I'm pursuing a dual degree with applied math, and I'll graduate next spring. So I'm a junior right now.
Hi, everyone. My name is Emily. I'm a domestic student, so I'm from the US. I'm a junior here, and I'm double majoring in early childhood education and Spanish.
Fayo Okyu.
Hi everyone, my name is Fayo. I'm also junior here. I'm an international student as I live and I am from Nigeria. And I am double majoring in marketing and communications with a minor in psychology.
Hi everyone, I'm Öykü. I'm from Turkey. I'm an international student and I'm a freshman in biochemistry and molecular biology major.
And then finally, Yukika.
Hi, my name is Yukika. I'm a junior here at UMass. I study marketing and informatics. Nice to meet you all.
And where are you from?
I'm originally from Japan.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. We're going to get this started. Okay. So, hello. Okay, UMass Amherst, right now we are ranked number 26 among public university in the US. We're very proud of this ranking. Individually, we have a lot of majors that rank even higher. For example, linguistics, this major that we rank number 2 in the world. There are many other competitive majors have a really good ranking. And then another ranking I'm very proud of is our dining services. And I think this one is very important, especially for international students, because you're away from home. And then if you have a good food to eat, and you're going to be very happy. And once you are happy, then you're going to study well. So to have this good dining service, it's very extremely important. So I want to ask our student panels that share your dining experience with our audience. So why don't we start, Anna and File?
Yeah, I mean, I was really surprised with this. I was expecting it to be good, but not that good. I come from Latin America, so a lot of food for me was one of the big concerns, because I really wanted to have a good experience with like being in college and having access to like good, tasty food. Which I was surprised to like find out that UMass had all the opportunities with that. They were offering like sushi every day, all different types of international food that I had never tried, but I did, but for the first time in UMass. And apart from like just the dining halls, they have some we have some of the like retail dining and like food that you can buy outside of the dining halls that is also really, really good.
Thank you. File, what about you?
So I always say this on my tours, the food is really, really good. If you do not know this, we are the #1 dining, and we have been the #1 dining in the whole of US for the past 6 years by the Princeton Review. So the question is, why are we the #1 dining? It's because we cater to every single person's need. So vegetarian, vegan, pescatarian, kosher, halal, you're going to find good food to eat here in all our dining halls. So taking off my tour guide hat and just like coming to you as a student, the food is actually good. I've lived on campus all 3 years that I've been here, and I've been able to have, as Anna mentioned before, I've been able to have meals from different countries, from different cultures, and I never thought I'd be able to eat coming here. So I think that's definitely something that you guys should look forward to when you get to UMass.
Thank you. You know, I just remembered that Oku, you're from Turkey, and then you, as you say, you're Muslim, and then what is your dining experience on campus?
Well, because there's a lot of varieties, as they said, like you always find something that you can try it at the first time and have experienced it. And also there's like varieties of chicken and like meat, appreciate things that you can try. And also some days, like as I saw, like 3 to 4 days as a month, they serve Turkish food. And they are really pretty close, like doing it, and it's pretty like delicious to try it.
Thank you. Yeah, I spend a little more time here talking about dining, make me hungry. But because I think this is really important, especially for parents, then you have a peace of mind that when your kid here, and then they're gonna be taken care of well. So. All right, and then we have 5 college consortium. This is very unique. So in this town, Amherst, there are 5 colleges. One is UMass Amherst, being a research university, large research university. And there are 4 other liberal arts colleges. One is Amherst College, Semester College, Mount Holyoke College, and Hampshire College. So 5 of us that we called 5 College Consortium. Emily, can you explain the 5 College Consortium very quick, please?
Yeah, so we basically have partnerships with all these other 4 colleges in this area. And what's great is that every UMass student can take up to 2 classes at any one of these other 4 universities a semester. So lots of students like to do different classes because some of these colleges have some really great programs. I know Amherst College has an amazing American Sign Language program. I know Hampshire College, you can take Intro to Skydiving. So there's lots of other class options. And what's great is that they're all listed through the UMass system. So they're all going to be transferred, no problem, all the way back to UMass credits.
Thank you very much. And UMass Amherst, the campus is that we are gender identity, and we are welcome all the students from different backgrounds and then from different beliefs. So we're the top 3 top 30 campuses in the country that is LGBTQ friendly campus. We have about $2 billion investment to UMass campus that provides students and professors a lot of research opportunities. Anna, can you share your research and internship experience with us? How you found the opportunity and what you have been doing?
Yeah, so I always knew that I wanted to do research, but as an international student, I was a little scared that I wouldn't find opportunities that were comprehensive or that offered like money, because a lot of opportunities for research are for credit. But I ended up finding this program called LSAM, which allows you to do research and pays you to do that as well. So starting last summer, I've been working at the Department of Mathematics and Statistics, creating models for cancer. Specifically, right now, I'm working on an independent project for modeling the interactions between immune cells and cancer cells in ovarian cancer. So it is really comprehensive because it allows me to do research and it doesn't affect my classwork, and it allows me to earn money via doing research as well. And when it comes to internships, all majors have career services and different places where you can find that. We also have Handshake, which is a platform for UMass students to find internships and jobs and other different opportunities. So for example, via that, I found for last summer a research internship opportunity in Cambridge next to Boston, which allowed me to work at a biotech company for some part of the summer.
Thank you very much. I know that we have another fellow who is not here today. She is from India, Rashi from India, and then right now she is live on our campus in Boston because she's doing some internship there. So I just want to briefly mention that about our Mount Ida campus. Fayal, do you know anything about our Mount Ida campus?
I do know a little bit about it. One thing I know about is the fact that you can actually live there during the summer. I know where it is located. If you have an internship around, you can actually get housing through the Mount Ida campus. Really helpful because when you have internships, sometimes it's hard to find housing and accommodation. So it's nice that the Mount Ida campus provides that for UMass students if you are interning around the area.
Yeah, that's right. That's absolutely right. So UMass Amherst has a campus. It's called the Mount Ida campus that is located in Boston. And that campus is different from UMass Boston. That's a different school. So Mount Ida campus is it's UMass's campus. When students doing their internship, co-op, and research in the Boston area, they will be able to live on the campus. And then so that will, it's much cheaper than renting an apartment in Boston because it's very expensive there. All right. We have a very strong global alumni network. I think it is really important, especially for international students. So when you come here to study, not only just earning your degree, but also you're gonna make friends here and students, friends from all over the world. And that can boost your give you open the door for you a lot of opportunities, not only just in the US or your own country. You're gonna meet a lot of people from all over the world, and then you will have a lot of opportunities to make network and for your future career. UMass Amherst, we are located in Amherst. This town is called Amherst, and that is an hour and a half from Boston and about 3 hours from New York City. I know that our students, they take public transportation to go to Boston and then the big cities around this area. So I just want to say that UMass and Amherst is a very safe college town, and with a lot of the accessibilities to big cities, really convenient. So as an international student, so transportation, all that kind of, it's really important that you want to know about more about how you get around the town and how you get around the big cities. So File and Yukika, can you tell us that your experience that I don't know if you have a car, and how do you go to the big cities in this area? File and Yukika?
So I personally do not have a car here. So, and I think that's how it is for a lot of international students. We don't actually have cars here on campus, but there's a lot of ways that we can move around when we are here. So the first is the PVTA bus system. So this bus system is free for all students, and this takes you around campus and as far as Springfield. So if you're ever on campus and you want to go to like the grocery store, or you want to go to downtown Amherst, or you want to go watch a movie, this is the bus that you will take. It is free for you. All you need is your university card and they let you on the bus. But if you want to spend like a weekend in New York or a weekend in Boston, you can also do that. There is a bus called the Peter Pan bus stop here on campus, and they have a stop on campus, but it's not free. It's about $30, $40, depending on how far you're going, but they run every single day and they come to campus twice daily. So if you want to go to New York, Boston, if you want to go to Connecticut, you want to go to Baltimore, the Peter Pan bus is what would take you that far. And if you're on campus, let's say you have a driver's license and you just want to go somewhere really quick, we do have a lot of zip cars on campus. So how zip cars work is you have to download an app, you have to get your driver's license verified by the app, and then you're able to rent a car for like a couple hours a day or for a couple of days. I've used this a couple of times. My friends and I have wanted to like go somewhere and we don't want to take the bus, so we've decided to like rent a zip car and we've like driven to where we want to go and then we've returned the car. So I would say not a lot of campuses offer a lot of resources when it comes to movement for international students, because when you come here, a lot of students will have their car on campus. But I like to say that UMass really does cater to us in that sense. So if you ever want to go somewhere, there's always something to take you to that specific destination.
Wonderful, thank you. Yukika, what about you? Your experience, how you get around the town and then experience to go to the big cities from Amherst?
Yeah, so I also do not have a car. So I primarily I use the PVTA. I do a lot of grocery shopping since I cook a lot these days. So I use the PVTA to get around. I've gone to Northampton using the PVTA. Also, a lot of times you're gonna make like a lot of friends on campus, and usually they will have a car. So sometimes I'll catch a ride and maybe split the cost of gas. So there's definitely that way. And then there's also the Amtrak, which is a train that goes from Northampton and it go to like New York, Philadelphia. And then as mentioned by Fio, there's definitely also the Peter Pan bus, which will take you to Boston, Springfield, or New York.
Thank you. And then I want to touch about safety in Amherst. Now we talk about it, and then again, this is really important. Safety is very important for everyone, no matter where you're from. And then we take it seriously, and then we know we have a lot of protocol in place to ensure that students they feel safe here. So Emily, could you please tell us that what kind of the thing that we do on campus to make sure that everyone feels safe here? And also I want to ask Okil, that you're international students from Turkey, and then what is like living in Amherst? So Emily, please.
Yeah, to start off, UMass is very proud to be the safest campus in Massachusetts, and again, one of the top 10 safest campuses in the US. So that's a fact that we are really proud of. A couple of the ways we keep our students safe is one, all of our dorm buildings are locked 24/7. So you can only get into the dorm that you live in because again, they're locked 24/7. We also have a blue light system. This is common across a lot of college campuses. So a blue light system is where you can see in your field of vision a blue light anywhere on campus. And if you press that blue light, and if you're ever in an emergency, you can press that and then a UMass police officer will arrive in under 90 seconds. We also have another button on that blue light system, and it's simply called a walk button. So if you ever feel like you need someone to walk with, if you're walking late at night or you're going somewhere far that you're not really sure of, you can actually press that button, and a male identifying and a female identifying person will actually come and walk with you, no questions asked. So these are just a couple of the ways that we keep our students safe on and off campus as well.
Thank you very much. And Akil, what is like living in Amherst? Do you feel safe here?
I do feel safe. Like it's been like 6 months since I've been here, and most of the time in Turkey, you can't go out too late because it's not safe out there usually. But in here, I don't even care the time, and I just go out and just hang around and come back at whenever I want. So it's pretty safe, and the dorms are really safe because it's locked. I know it's locked. I don't even lock my dorm room usually. So it's pretty safe.
Thank you. I was joking about this, but it's true that I also live in Amherst, and then I've never locked my door, so I'm not going to tell you where I live. It is true. I never lock the door, and then I don't. Yeah. Okay. Let's go to the next slide. Let's see. It's a very diverse campus. Bio, can you tell us the diversity of the campus and the inclusion and equality?
Yeah, so from the slide, I'm not going to read the slide word for word, but you can tell that we do have a lot of people here on campus from different cultures, different ethnic groups, different countries. So when I first came here, I'm just going to share a personal story. When I first came here, I did not expect to meet any other Nigerian that came from Nigeria, but I met like 50, there are like 20 of us on this campus, which honestly, relatively is a lot of people. So I would say at UMass, you are going to find a lot of people from different places, and we really do promote diversity, and we promote beauty and difference by like the clubs that we have on campus. We have a lot of cultural clubs on campus. Personally, I've been involved with like the African Student Association. I've been involved with the Caribbean Student Association here on campus. We have so many. So I just always say that when you come on campus, you will find a club that you can relate with. You will find a club that is mixed with people that look like you. So I just always say when you come on campus, it really is your job to go find out these clubs and go for their club meetings and go for their events. But here on campus, you would definitely find someone that is able to relate with you from like a certain background, if that makes any sense. I just always, I do have a friend, she's from Botswana, and she's the only person from Botswana here on campus, but I can relate with her because again, we're both African, we're both international, we both came from the continent of Africa. So you will find someone that is you're able to relate with, even though it's just a littlest thing, you guys would be able to feel more comfortable with each other, if that makes any more sense.
Thank you. Yukika, I know that you also joined some student organizations, and what do you think the benefits are, and what clubs have you participating?
Yeah, so I've joined a couple different orgs. So right now I'm mainly active in, for example, the Taiwanese and Chinese Student Association, and then UMass Ad Lab. UMass Ad Lab is more for Eisenberg students, but also everyone is welcome to join. It's more about working on projects together, so they take on different clients, and it's just a great way to kind of build up your resume. And then for the Taiwanese and Chinese Student Association, I am actually part of e-board for that. So I do a lot of PR work. I handle the social media. I come up with different graphics for the organization, and we have like weekly meetings, and it's really great because those are more smaller meetings and you can get to know a lot of different people. And then even at the events that we host, you get to really interact with people from different backgrounds, people who are interested in your culture. And so it's just a really great way to get to know people through these different organizations.
Wonderful, thank you. So 100% of a first year student, if you're coming, we require, it's mandatory that you have to live on campus for your freshman year, and then the dorm is available to the first year student. And then when you get to the second year, you have the option to continue to live on campus, or you can move out via housing off campus. So Emily and Anna, could you tell us that when you first came, and how you find your roommate, and what kind of room did you have during your freshman year? Emily and Anna, please.
Yeah, so I can talk about how to find roommates. So here at UMass, we have a couple of different ways to find roommates. The first is you can go completely random. So if you want to go random, there's two different ways you can go random. You can go completely random, so you have no idea who you're getting, or you can also fill out a roommate survey through our online platform called Spire. There, UMass will kind of pair you with people who answer the list of questions that they give you kind of similar. So that way you can have this list of people who you then can get in contact with if you do want to find someone who lives similarly to you, like if you go to bed early, or if you wake up late, or if you like to study with music. Those will be the questions that they'll ask, and then you can kind of match that way with someone. Or again, you can go completely random. Also through mutual request. So if you meet someone at new student orientation, or you do know someone who's coming from the same town or same country as you can room together that way. And lastly, I would say, which is the most popular way, is through our Facebook group. So upon admission, you'll be asked to join the UMass 2027-2028 Facebook group. And here there'll be tons of people posting little profiles about themselves. So they'll post pictures, they'll post things that they like to do, what they're going to major in. They'll also post their social media handles or email or phone number. So that way, if you think you would get along with them, you can reach out to them. And again, they'll reach out to you, and it's basically you talk to each other for a while. This is how a lot of people found roommates. It's actually how I found my own roommate, how I found my roommates now when I'm living off campus. But I would say these are definitely the most popular ways that UMass students find roommates.
Can you please tell us a little bit about the room type? We have a single occupancy and double. Could you touch on that a little bit, please?
Yeah, so typical standard rooms are going to be standard doubles. So in that standard double, there'll be 2 beds, 2 desks, 2 places to put your clothes, a closet. There are singles upon special accommodation. So if you have a special accommodation, you can be put in a single room. There are triples and quads, which means 3 or 4 people in a room, but it doesn't normally happen. So typically freshmen will be in that standard double.
Thank you. And Anna, I know that you are off campus, live off campus now. And then by the first year that you were on campus, now you did move off campus. Can you tell us how you found your off-campus housing, and then what is like living off campus, basically? Go ahead, please.
Yeah, so I basically went through most, or if not all, types of like living. My freshman year, I had a single because it was during COVID. So I was living alone, and I was able to meet the people in my dorm, but I didn't have any roommate. On my sophomore year, I did go random for a roommate, and it ended up working really well. So I filled out that like form on Spire to get our like living situation and like living profile. It basically just asks you like how Emily mentioned, like if you like wake up early, if you like background noise when you're studying, different things like that. So it worked really well with my roommate. And that year I was able to meet a group of friends on that dorm that we planned to move out of campus for our junior year. So this year I've been living off campus. I actually don't live in Amherst. I live in Sutherland, which is a little town next to Amherst. It's like 15 minutes by car. So I take the bus every day to classes, and it's maximum 20 to 30 minutes depending on how traffic it is, but it doesn't take that long. And yeah, I really like it. I've always wanted to live off campus because I really like cooking for myself and having a bigger space and stuff like that. So living off campus worked really good for me, but I liked the fact that I waited a little bit into like my college career to like move off campus, because I was able to do it with a group of friends that I really liked and find a place that we all really enjoyed to be at.
Enjoy your adulthood life. All right. So we talk about the safety and then Amherst, and we talk about food, we talk about housing, and then now we're going to talk about the academic that UMass Amherst, we have more than 100 majors that in 10 different schools and college. And then a lot of our students that they do double major, sometimes they change their major. File and Yukika, can you tell us that I know that you're doing double major, how you became double major and then or switch major? Share your experience with us, please. File and Yukika.
So for me, I did come into UMass as an exploratory track student. That basically means that I came in undecided. We don't have an undecided major, we just call it exploratory track. Basically, I had a year to figure out what I wanted to do, and that was really helpful because I was not sure what major I wanted. So different schools and colleges here at UMass have exploratory tracks. So the College of Nursing could have one, the Eisenberg School of Management could have one, the computer science could have one. So it really depends on the school and college you are in. So you basically have a year to try out classes within that school and college. If you want to venture out into another school and college, you can speak to your advisor. They can help you like figure out your schedule. But I was an exploratory track student in my freshman year. And in my second semester of my freshman year, I was like, you know what? I just feel like adding a double major. I want to add a second major. And I think communications is a really good major to add to whatever major I was going to pick. So I spoke to my Eisenberg advisor, which is my business school advisor. And then I spoke to another advisor in the communications department, and they helped me like know what classes I had to take. And all I had to do was like attend an information session about the major. And the next day I became a double major. It was added to like my student account. And then in my sophomore year, I was like, you know what? I have two majors, you know what, let's just see if you can add a little minor. Majority of the minors here at UMass, all you need are 5 or 6 classes. So I was like, you know what, I'd already declared marketing as my first major. So I was like, okay, I have marketing, I have communications. What minor would kind of fit really nice with those? And I thought psychology would be very fitting for those. So I just added the psychology minor. And when it comes to adding a minor, you don't actually officially add a minor until you take all the classes. So how it works is for the psychology minor, I have to take 5 classes. So my plan is to take all those 5 classes. And when I take those classes and pass those classes, I would fill out a form saying, I've taken these 5 classes and now I'm ready to declare my minor. And that's how it would work. When it comes to double majoring in different things, I like to say it's extremely very easy to double major here at UMass, unless you want to double major with a competitive major. So we have competitive majors here at UMass, like all the BBA majors under Eisenberg are competitive majors. Computer science is a competitive major. Engineering is a competitive major. Nursing is a competitive major. So when it comes to these competitive majors, it might be hard to add these majors as a double major. Some majors might not allow you. So for example, Eisenberg is not going to allow anyone to add their BBA major as a double major. But some majors might require you to like have a certain GPA, or they may require you to take some certain classes and pass those classes before adding those majors as your double major. So it really depends on what you're trying to double major in, but majority of the time, the majors here at UMass are very, very easy to add on as a second major. And when it comes to switching, I know someone that has switched her major like 7-8 times. It's 100% possible. We do encourage it, because then again, this is the only 4 years that you get. You won't be able to like do undergrad again. So we want to make sure here at UMass, we want to make sure that you are doing what you want to do. And sometimes that takes someone trying 4, 5, 6, 7 times to figure out what is right for them. And we understand that and we accept that. So that's something, again, that I don't think every single school does, but here at UMass, you're able to keep switching till you're like, okay, I know this is what I want. And we will be with you till you're ready to say, okay, this is the major that I want to declare.
Thank you. Yukika, what about your experience double major?
Yeah, so I entered UMass as a marketing major and I realized I really enjoyed it, so I continued with it. I think marketing has a lot of creative aspects to it, so I really wanted to kind of gain some knowledge when it comes to like data analytics. So I decided to take some introductory CS and informatics courses, and I actually decided I was really interested in informatics, so I decided to apply into the major. So for the informatics major, and I'm pretty sure for the CS major as well, you actually have to apply into the major. And so there are different requirements. For informatics, you have to get like a grade of C or better in 2 different classes in order to join the major. And so that's basically what I did. I also talked to the CICS peer advisors. They gave me different advice on what it's like to apply into the major. And then I also talked to different advisors in the colleges. And so and then after I fulfilled those requirements, I was able to apply into it, and then they accepted me. And so that is basically how I started my double major. And it's going really great so far. So I would really recommend you to double major if you're really interested in it.
Thank you both. I just want to summarize the 3-point areas here. So number 1 is that, as you can see, Fayo and Yukika, they are double majoring in a different major that is in the different college. So like a marketing, FIOS marketing is under Eisenberg School of Management. Communication is SBS, right? And then it's the social behavioral sciences, two different colleges. So you can do that. It doesn't have to be under the same college. And then the same as Yukika, marketing is Eisenberg, but informatics is under the College of Computer Science. So that's number one point I want to point it out that you can do that. And then and then another thing very important is some major we call that open major, that you can just take a courses and then declare that is your major. But some majors is more closed, very more competitive, that there's a application process that you have to apply. And then but some majors really just closed. It's not, you can transfer. And then so therefore we have a academic advisor for you. Every student has their own academic advisor. And this person's job is to help you to navigate your academic plans on campus. So any questions, you can go to your own academic advisor and who will help you to achieve your goals. There are many ways to connect with us, and then we already talked about the student clubs, and then we also open this talk to our tour guides. If you have any questions, you can talk to us, our students. We also offer one-on-one meeting. One-on-one appointments that every Sunday that you should receive the event information from UMass Amherst. If you click international student, where you can book a one-on-one meeting with us, and then we will have a student to meet with you online, and then so student will we will answer the questions that you might have for everything. Okay. And there are many other ways that to get connected with us, like a social media and a website. And I know that Indian students group, they has done a really, really good job. They are a Indian student organization, and then they're offering airport pickup for students. You don't have to be Indian student. You can be any international student, but you have to book the airport pickup with the Indian Students Organization, and then they arrange the airport pickup for. It's a great service, and we really appreciated that Indian Students Organization. They have this service for all international students, and then more details will be available in terms of how to book a airport pickup. This is the tuition and fee. So the tuition for international students and other state students is about $38,000, and this is all the fee, the technology fee, student activities fee, and then insurance. Insurance is the mandatory. Every international student must have this insurance. Because for the medical, it's very expensive here in the US if you don't have insurance. So this one is mandatory as well. If you have a scholarship, your tuition will be lower. For example, if you are receiving $10,000 scholarship, that means your tuition will become $28,000 a year for the next 4 years. So just deduct from your the amount of scholarship that you are receiving, that will become your tuition for the next 4 years. Housing and food. This is depending on, this is going to change depending on what kind of room type, what kind of meal plan that you have on campus. So right for here is just the estimate that we're gonna use this amount of money for you to for us to issue your I-20. So that means you will have to show us, demonstrate that you have this money, this amount of money in the bank account and then you will provide your financial statement, and then we will take that to issue I-20 for you. Here is the variable cost. This is what we think that you might need. It's not a bill. It's not a bill that you're gonna pay to the university. It's not. This is what we think that you might need during the winter, spring break, and you need some money for your books, supplies, or even doing your laundry. So if you don't have any scholarship, let's say you don't have any scholarship, you will have to show us that you have $61,654 in your bank account in order to get your I-20. And then if you have a scholarship, you can deduct whatever your scholarship is. And again, this is for I-20, not your actual cost. Okay. So the next step is before May 1st, that you will have to pay, submit your enrollment deposit, which is $500. And that $500 is a part of your tuition. So that means once you get the actual bill, we're gonna take, you're gonna pay $500 less, because that is the deposit is part of your tuition that you already paid. But very important is that if you decide to come to UMass, then you're gonna submit that $500 by May 1st to secure your spot, because this year we have more than 10,000 students on wait list. And then if we don't have your deposit, that we assume that you're not coming, and we start releasing our seats to students who are on the wait list. Okay. I-20 is the one I just said that you will have to submit your passport, you submit your bank account, financial bank account. You can have, if you have more than one bank that you work with, you can have the different bank statement from multiple banks. That would be fine. And then as long as the amount that prove you have the enough funding in your bank, you're going to submit it to our office, not our office, IPO. Soon you will get the email from IPO. They will tell you what document they need. And then IPO will send you I-20. This document, it's going to be electronic in the email. And then with I-20, you're going to book your visa appointment with the U.S. Embassy in your city or your nearby city. So, and then when you have that I-20, and then you book the visa appointment, and then that is when, and you're gonna go through the interview with the U.S. Embassy in your country to get your F1 visa, your student visa. 45 days prior to the first day of class. That is the earliest day that you can enter the US with your F1 visa. Okay, so for example, our first day of this fall, I think it's September 6th. So you're gonna count 45 days prior to September 6th. That is the earliest day that you can enter the US with your F1 visa. Okay. Before that, you have to do the orientation. That is gonna be online. International students has you will have two orientations. One is online during the summer, and then you are going to meet with your academic advisor online. You're going to tell them what courses that you have. Like, for example, you have A-levels, you have AP, you have IB, potentially that you can get transfer credits from those exams. And that is when you meet with your academic advisor, you're going to tell your academic advisor, excuse me, that you have, that you have those credits potentially can be transferred. And then your academic advisor will help you to say, okay, now you don't have to take this, you can take this. Some courses can be the credits can be, it's equivalent to the courses that you have to take at UMass Amherst. So therefore, doing this online meeting with your advisor is very important, and your advisor will help you to register class for the fall. Another orientation is that you will have to arrive on campus. I believe that is 2 days before the class, and then IPO, the International Program Office, they have an in-person orientation for international students. And then you're going to, so therefore you have 2 orientations. One is online in the summer, and then one is in person before the class starts. Okay. Housing application will open in June, and then housing department will email you, say the application start, and then so you need to apply for the housing. So the final transcript, you have to submit your final transcript by July 1st. So if you are Indian students, we expect you to submit your class 12, like a CBSE, the class 12, the official certificate. And then if you're doing the British curriculum, we expect you to submit your final A levels. And then if you're doing AP or those American curriculum or your own country, and then we need to see your final transcript that shows you completed your high school education. Okay. We just talked about this schedule already. So I want to open this about 10 minutes for students to ask a question. So you can type your question in the Q&A, and then we'll go from there. A couple of things. I'm reading now this question that student already asked. So let's see. If you were to pick the single best advice, what would you tell to upcoming freshmen who live on campus? Let's have Anna and Yukika to answer this question. A single best advice.
I would say to talk to everybody as much as you can. Just talk to all the people in your dorms, talk to all the people in your classes, talk to all the people working at the dining halls. Just freshman year at orientation, just everybody's on the same boat. And as international students, it can be really easy to think that we are the only ones that are experiencing anxiety and fears by coming to college. But everybody, even like domestic students, come into college not knowing not knowing anybody at college. So freshman year, and especially the first couple of weeks, everybody just wants to make friends and get to know people around them. So my best single advice that I could give is just to make those connections as early as you can, and make sure that you foster those connections, because it's very easy to talk to someone once, but to actually create a friendship and create a support group, you have to make that effort into talking with everybody. And eventually into college, and when classes get more hectic, and internships and jobs and all those things, having a good support group is one of the best things that you could do.
Thank you. Yukika, do you have any advice?
Yeah, honestly, I really agree with Anna. I think it's important to get to know a lot of people your freshman year, as well as just being proactive. There's so many different resources on campus. You have student organizations that you can go to events. And honestly, at those events, you can get to know so many different people. We have a lot of academic advisors who also give you help if you need them. So there are just a billion resources on campus that you can utilize, and I really recommend you actually doing so. And I feel like a lot of freshman students, they get nervous about their future career, but I honestly think your first semester, at least, you should take it easy and just focus on getting to know people and having a good time on campus. Also, I recommend bringing a good winter coat. It gets pretty windy here, so it's important to stay warm.
Thank you, Ikika. Yeah, the next question is about weather. If I may, I would like to use my own experience about the weather. So I grew up in Taiwan, and Taiwan is really humid, tropical climates. And then when I came to the US, I lived in Madison, Wisconsin for 6 years. It was so cold. It's just snowing almost like a half year, 6 months. And then in Wisconsin, it's very, very cold. And then I moved to Tampa, Florida, and where it's really pleasant. The weather is pleasant in the winter, but it's so hot and humid in the summer, unbearable. And then when I got to Amherst, I was like, this is just so beautiful. It's just, we get snow, but not as crazy as Wisconsin, right? And then in the spring and summer is so pleasant here. And then sometimes, like I say, it's 4 seasons. It's beautiful in the fall, and everything, all the colors changes. And then personally, I really enjoy the weather here in Amherst, in this New England area. And then so Yukika said that bring your coat, and then that's essential. Yeah, you need that in the winter. Okay. Is there anyone want to add on this, the weather, your experience?
Yeah, I wish someone told me this before I came here, but it gets really, like, I always say get 2 coats, get 1 puffer jacket for just a regular cold day, but then get like a very high impact one for when it starts to snow and like when it starts to get really bad. But it's okay, it's beautiful, but it's just very, very, very cold. So please just come prepared, get like warm fuzzy gloves, fuzzy socks to like be comfortable and warm in your room. But I would always recommend getting 2 jackets, a really high impact one, and then a more relaxed one that you can just use day to day.
Thank you. All right. So here's a question about final transcript of CBSE. We say July 1st, but some of them you're not gonna get it before July 1st. That is totally okay. As soon as you get your final class 12 certificate, you can just submit it to our office. It doesn't have to be July 1st. Or some students have A levels that won't be available until November. That is okay. Just submit it to us as soon as it is available. Okay, so don't stress out. Most popular job on campus and international students have any restrictions? International students, if you have F1 visa, you are allowed to work on campus for 20 hours a week when the school is in session, 20 hours a week. If you're on H4 visa, you can work on campus. Okay, F1 visa students, you can. All right. Yeah, I have these A-level students. When you're available, the final result in August, that's okay. Then you can just submit it. Don't get stressed out by the thing I just said about July 1st. There's a student say, I already have the B1 visa, and then can I come here around June and then transfer to F1 visa? No, you can't. You will have to enter the country. You have to enter the country with your F1 visa. Okay. The most popular job on campus, Emily, do you know any most popular job on campus?
I wouldn't say there's the most popular job, but there are jobs that have like a lot of openings. Like you can work in any of our dining halls. That's a really popular student job. You can be a tour guide. You can be a diversity fellow. You can be an international fellow like all of us. You can work at our rec center. There's so many different student jobs. I will say, now that I'm thinking about it, a rec center employee, so you can work for our recreation center. That's a job that a lot of students love to have. but there's so many different ones. You can be a student tutor, you can work in our library, you can work in our residence halls, RAs. There's so many different job opportunities for every student.
Thank you. What is the social life like at UMass Amherst? Bio?
I like to say it's what you make of it. Everyone has different social experiences here on campus. I personally, freshman year and junior year, we are very different people. I think freshman year file was like, I wanted to go out every single weekend. I wanted to have something to do every single day. And UMass offered me that. So that was great. But I feel like I'm in my junior year right now. I have more stuff to do. So I'm majority of the time in my room. So I just sit here. But I would say if you're looking for a good social scene, you will find it here at UMass. If you're looking for a good culturally social scene, you would find that also, because a lot of our cultural clubs hold events every single semester. In our student union, we have this place called the Student Union Ballroom. And personally, I just always recommend that if you're looking for something to do at UMass, just walk into that ballroom in the evening on any single day, and you would find something going on in there. So there's always something going on. Every Thursday, we get an email letting us know what's happening on campus and off campus. So if you're trying to do something that isn't on campus, you want to go off campus, maybe like the 5 College Consortium, or you want to go to Northampton, and that email, it will let you know what's happening. So you're never really like restricted to staying on campus. So UMass, because again, it's a very, very big school, you would find different things to do here, which I think is really great.
There's another question is, how does a Black student, international student, enjoy inclusiveness in a predominantly white environment?
Yeah, so to be extremely honest, I think when I came to UMass, I did not know that it was okay, so my fault. When I was in Nigeria, I really didn't know there was stuff like, I knew there was stuff like schools like HBCUs, but I didn't know there was a thing like a PWI, which is a predominantly white institution. So when I did come on campus, I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit shocked, just because I could see like a lot of people were white here on campus. But I would say I did take some time to just like settle in and find my people. So I always say that everyone is different. Some people found their people in freshman year, some people found their people in junior year. I found my people a little bit late in sophomore year. So I really think it depends, but I think fitting in, it was nice because again, I could find people that look like me. I could find people that had the same like hairstyles as me. So I would say when you do come on campus, you just have to take the time to just find out people that again, you can relate with a little bit, some people that you might feel more comfortable with, because we do have that here on campus. So it wasn't the easiest thing to get used to, but I definitely did get used to it when I really took my time to find out what I could enjoy doing with the people that I love doing it with.
Thank you so much, Rafael. And then our time is up. And then I know a lot of students still have a lot of questions. And then please email us international. And let me see, I have this slide here. I just want to. Yeah, so here's the our email address, the international@admissions.umass.edu. These are the questions that you can email us any questions that you have. And then thank you very much for joining us this morning, and thank you all the students panels, and thank you Kate for helping us to set up this webinar. And then we hope to see you on campus this fall. Thank you and goodbye.